everyone, and thank you so much. This is another episode of LPS Spotlight series, and today with us we have Dadasaheb, and Dadasaheb Gaikwad is the founder of GramUrja. So thank you so much, Dadasaheb, for taking out the time today and spending some time with us. Before we even get into the organization, I would just want to know more about your journey and how has life been for you, and how did you finally think of starting GramUrja Foundation?
Yeah, so hi, very good evening to you and all of you. So my name is Dadasaheb Gaikwad. Along with me, there are 6 co-founders who started this GramUrja Foundation. Before starting the organization, we were working at Chief Minister's Rural Development Fellows into the same geography and with the same demography of the people. Before that, I personally was working into corporate sector, and other co-founders were working into different social organizations and into domains. 3 years deep immersive learning experience of the Chief Minister's Rural Development Fellowship Program was the main reason why we started this organization. During 3 years of it, we got to know about this demography and issues being faced by people at this Marathwada region in Maharashtra. We started our organization based on and focused on issues being faced at the people and communities who are from the Marathwada region.
Could you elaborate on the kind of issues they were facing?
Yeah, so Marathwada region is a drought-prone area where there are very least resources for the people in terms of livelihood and also administrative ability and all those things. So people have to face challenges starting from quality education to livelihood opportunities and all those things. Due to lack of rains, most of the people, as they are dependent on agricultural as the main livelihood, they also have to face challenges into getting good livelihood opportunities at the grassroots level, which ultimately results into getting quality education, quality health, and all those things. So these are some of the issues that the Marathwada region had. So this having lots of issues at the grassroots ultimately results into lots of seasonal migration and displaced migration from this region to other parts of Maharashtra and even to the other states as well. This has also resulted into some of the very serious issues like farmer suicide. If we consider Marathwada tops the list when we consider it in terms of number of farmer suicide being happening on every year basis in India. Apart from that, girl child marriages, school dropouts, and very poor learning outcomes. These are some of the issues that I think are very bright issues from the Marathwada region.
Right, and how is it that GramUrja is actually helping people? Is it spreading awareness, or is it education as well, or you provide some kind of livelihood? I mean, how do you help this section? Because I see that there are different kinds of challenges that's there currently. So how is it that your foundation is helping them in these circumstances?
Yeah, so based on our experiences and considering the stage at which we are starting, we thought of starting with education as the core issue because after thinking and based on our experiences and exchanging our ideas and thoughts based on our 3 years of journey, we realized that education is the thing which sits at the core of all and most of the issues. So we thought of starting with education. So presently, we are working directly with the government schools. We started our program with 10 government schools this year. So we are directly working in partnership with the district education department, and we are trying to provide quality education to the children in terms of supporting the children and also creating a kind of ecosystem in the village where we are also trying to work on awareness and engagement of school management committees, teachers, headmaster, and overall village as such, so that schools are getting reinvented and we will have a quality education reaching out to every child in this region. And through education, we want to not only support their foundational literacy and numeracy, but also develop their life skills and also to make them employable in the long term, so that we will have army of entrepreneurs who will be solving local problems at the local level, and who will be solving their own problem through the kind of quality education they will get.
So what I can understand is that you're trying to build that fundamental right from the childhood, so that by the time they turn adults, they are able to self-sustain. I mean, what you said is like they can be entrepreneurs as well, and tackle different situations and help other people. So what you're doing is you're trying to curb the problem at the very base of things, and that's through education, right? So
yeah,
empowerment is basically what you want to establish at a very young age in childhood.
Yeah.
And so what are the kind of challenges that you usually face, in day to day, or like some of the biggest challenges that GramUrja faces at this point, and how do you really tackle those?
Yeah, there are there are lots of challenges if we want to list, but some of the major challenges are like the geographical presence of the organization, which is very remote and a rural place, which ultimately hampers in terms of its visibility, in terms of its getting funds, donations, and all those things, or reaching out to stakeholders who will be interested into this cause. That is one thing. Another thing is like considering a new organization, it's again difficult to hire people with limited resources, and getting people onboarded who will be ready to work at the rural and remote locations. That is another challenge. Third is considering newness of the organization. It's again challenging to attract CSR, considering law and all those things. So that is third challenge. Fourth challenge is about like most of our team members are coming from like having deeply rooted values to work for the organization or any social cause, but they are not much skilled with what are the skills required for running an organization or presenting their work to people who support and all those things. So these are some of the challenges. And apart from that, in terms of like designing the programs and those things, we also face challenges in terms of how we can design program, how we can work on designing monitoring evaluation frameworks or logical framework and all other things. So some of the technical difficulties that we get are related with the program as well. And apart from that, like there are other challenges like recruiting people from the field, because as I already shared, the quality education or lack of quality education hampers the growth of the youth who are grown up into this area. And most of the youth who are educated or empowered get a preferable job to Pune or cities like which are metro cities kind of thing. So attracting that talent or keeping that talent back at the grassroots level and making them to work for the causes which are near and dear to their heart is another challenge for us.
Right. So I mean, it's also early years for your organization. I think it's just been over 2 years that this organization was founded. When I see that the kind of motivation that you have at this point. You said you have other 6 founders alongside with you, and you really want to bring that change at that grassroots level. So I think, it's all about trying to keep going at it as much as we can. And hopefully, we can also contribute in some way, find you the right volunteers at certain points where, they could help you with few of the challenges that you just mentioned. But just one more thing I want to understand is that at a personal level, when did you think that it was time for you to start this organization, or what really, inspired you to? I mean, you spoke about things that, like there's a large amount of farm suicides that are there, child marriages that happen. But like, what made you push to take an action towards it and do something about it?
It's hard to point out any of the incidents as such, but it was 3 years of experience during our CM Rural Development Fellowship program. We have to stay into the assigned village itself. So we stayed into assigned village, respective villages, for almost 3 years. We tried to understand problem being faced by the people at the grassroots level, and based on those understanding, we every time realized that we need to stay back into this geography rather than finding new fellowship or new job opportunities and all those things post fellowship period. So at the end of the fellowship, when we brainstormed and thought about challenges, problems, and experiences we all have gone through these 3 years of journey, we decided to stay back into the geography and start working on the issues and problems that we have realized and experienced in our 3 years of journey.
All right. Thank you so much, Dadasaheb, for sharing these with us. And hopefully more and more people get to know about you and the kind of work you're doing and, contribute in whichever way they can. Thank you so much for taking out the time today. And we will continue to stay in touch and be of any support that we can. So thank you so much.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.